Yo, what's good, relatives? Mike Bravo here, Kimichi Pili, Little Mouse. Just want to share some a thought that was on my mind. Hashtag activism, hashtag Chicano indigenous activism. A lot of this comes from, you probably hear me make comments about a lot of the content creators out there, social media scene, a lot of the activism scene, especially since post Standing Rock. Right? A lot of influx of newer Chicano, indigenous, and activists, but speaking abroad and locally, West Side as well, West LA. The thought is that for older, seasoned activists, not people who just hung around, but people who've actually been putting in work for years, like myself, again, this is all part of self-reflection, reflecting over, how to do things better and be more efficient and effective with our time. In the sense that, I'm already 51, so, a lot of the activism dynamics have changed. A lot of the political landscape has changed in terms of the dynamics, the topics and things like that. As a more, veteran of this Chicano indigenous movement, making sure that we find ways to check in and touch base or have some, a collaboration or consistent dialogue with younger activists or younger cultural workers, right? To kind of make sure we're on message and effectiveness. If you're a youngster, to me, that's like anybody like 30-ish or younger. Especially a lot of people who just popped up in the last, like, let's say 10 years, maybe 9 years, whatever. It's again, post Standing Rock, for y'all to seek out some OG, old school activists, cultural workers, with people who actually has a reputation for doing work, people who actually have a resume, That way there's a balance, because I'm seeing a lot of social media out there, and there's a lot of these self-proclaimed indigenous leaders and indigenous content creators, and a lot of it's good, general good stuff, information, but there's a lot of kind of misframing and misrepresentation that goes on in some of those videos. I won't say no names right now, at least not yet. But a lot of it, they're lacking teachings, they're lacking guidance. Like I mentioned before, most of these self-proclaimed teachers or these leaders they don't belong to any community. There's no real accountability measures. They don't really have any elders. Not to knock people, but we all have our blind spots, and we were all learners once, right? But I know myself as a veteran activist, indigenous activist, spiritual activist. I've done probably overtime to really try to connect with a lot of these youth out here as much as I've been able to, as much as I've been afforded. And I guess there's two angles to this topic. One is on the note of like indigenous cultural history and spiritual talk, and the other is regarding activism. But in both cases, there's an obvious lack of grounded teachings, grounded reference. Not that us older activists, veteran activists know everything, but at the same time, a lot of youngsters are kind of on a free run and not really doing their research or engaging in respectful protocol or engagement with people who've came before them, right? People who've done the work, been doing the work, still are doing the work. So whether it's teachings or local activism, I really encourage a lot of youngsters to really, stop and humble yourself and seek out people, do your research and find out who's been around, people who've been in this movement, whether it's Chicano movement, whether it's indigenous or even activism in general, right? Or even cultural history, people who've been doing the work, and seek them out and just, try to peep game and, peep some of the things they've been through and some of their knowledge and things that they've already built, and connect with that to make sure that as you're moving forward, you're connecting with the timeline and not on some individualistic ego hero trip. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Just a little quick thought. Thank you for your time, and peace.